Escape global music. What are you escaping from?
Elm City, stupid.
What up, what up, what up? It's your guy. D to the A to the R to the N. Bars. And you're back with another episode of The Bars Report. That's right, my friends, The Bars Report. And today, we're going to be talking about Daz Dillinger, Snoop Dogg, again? All this and more today on The Bars Report. Yo, when you write, you write. You know what I'm saying? When you write, you write. When you be right, you be right. You know what I'm saying? My stuff always works sometime. You know what I'm saying? So, I reported a while back. I'm gonna give you the whole backstory, right? I woke up in the morning. I'm watching the recap of the BET Awards, right? I didn't catch it the night before, but it was all over the algorithm, all over the timeline the next day. Snoop Dogg was performing. He performed "Ain't No Fun." Warren G was there. Corrupt was there. Noticeably to me, Daz wasn't there. So I made an episode of the Bars Report, right? Covering this, and I just gave my philosophy on why Daz Dillinger wasn't there. Now, if you've been following Snoop and Daz for some time now, you would know that the two of them kind of don't always get along. They're cousins. They go back and forth. They be beefing. You know what I mean? They beef, they kiss, they make up. Puppies gonna fight, puppies gonna squabble, but puppies always be family. Puppies always gonna get back together, right? So at the same time, Daz was noticeably absent. He was dropping and releasing an album. I'm gonna put it right here, right? So he put this out, and I reviewed the album, and it's really good. It's a really good album. It's a collective. I didn't see any disses. I didn't hear any disses or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? He has some notable features. I thought they might have been throwaways. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody was really rocking with Daz at this time. Fast forward, Daz comments on the video, and he confirms, reaches out to the Bars Report, and confirms there's no beef between him and his cousin. He just has some business to attend to. That's what Daz said. I took Daz for his word, and that's what it was. Apparently, Daz lied. Apparently, Daz was lying. So here we go. Here we go again. You know what I'm saying? Now, Daz disses Snoop Dogg. Calling Snoop Dogg Snoop Knight. How you calling Snoop Dogg Snoop Knight? Talking about he about to release part 3 and he about to ride on all of them. He said he about to ride on the whole death row. Now, I'll be real with you, right? I'm all for the riding if it's all lyrical. You know what I'm saying? If it's all lyrical, that's cool. Get it off your chest. But I don't want to see two poets fighting or physical violence between poets. You got to remember, these MCs, they poets. They like anointed in the hip-hop community. We don't need our hip-hop heroes in no more violence. We're seeing what happens to some of our favorite hip-hop idols, some of our favorite hip-hop poets, some of our favorite hip-hop prophets. We see what happens to them when they involve too much of the street life inside of the lyrics, man. And, well, not even inside of the lyrics, just involving too much in the street life, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy, man. Like, that's wild. So, now, in my opinion, I don't really like it. It's not really a good look. I was just getting, look, I done bought the Death Row hat for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I always bring it out when I talk about Death Row. I've been a fan forever. I've been a fan of when the movement started to when it fizzled out to when it came back. And now we got all members involved, all parties in all members of the party involved. I need that in my life. Don't you? I know I do. Do you want that? Let me know in the comments. But now, let's bring it back to another example of when somebody left the crew and it just wasn't the same. Let's take G-Unit for an example, right? I'm not going to include Game because Game never really felt like a part of G-Unit. Not the core. Not the Banks, Yayo, and Buck. You know what I'm saying? No, Banks, Yayo, and 50. That's the original. Buck actually felt like a new member. I was a little at first with Buck, but then Buck really proved himself to me, especially with that first album, Straight Outta Cashville. You know what I'm saying? So when the second G-Unit album was coming out, Tony Yayo was finally home, right? Finally have all the members together to give us a collective of something that the fans wanted. But 50 almost went on a press run dissing Young Buck, releasing the phone call, kicking him out of the group. You know what I'm saying? Publicly kicking him out of the group. And then even on the album, it says feature Young Buck. It said G-Unit featuring Young Buck. That's crazy, son. That's crazy, son. I wasn't a fan of that. You know what I'm saying? It's G-Unit. You know what I'm saying? Like, unit. Keyword. Unit. You know what I mean? I wanted to see a collective, man. And then, I mean, and then to bring up Game leaving the crew, I mean, that just ruined the Beatles. You taking over on Smash, man. You had the three main members taking over New York. You understand? You had Banks with the punchlines, right? You had Yayo as the hype man, the loud one. You know what I'm saying? The gully one too. Chi Chi get the Yayo. Picture me slinging crap. You know what I'm saying? That was Yayo. Then you have 50 the hook man. You know what I'm saying? Perfect combination. Now you add in the add-ons. Now you got Buck. Buck can collaborate with all the down south artists. You know what I'm saying? If you get rid of the beef, you know what I'm saying? No beef with Khaled, no beef with Ross, none of that. Now he worked with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Scrappy got on board, dominated. Now you got the West Coast. Now you got Game affiliated with G Unit, affiliated with Dre. Now here come Kendrick. It would have been a conglomerate. G Unit was literally unstoppable with all five members. Yeah, all five members. Unstoppable. But as they all crumbled apart, so did the story. Not to segue away from this. Not to segue away from Snoop Dogg versus Daz Dillinger. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, man. Do you think groups work better, or do you think collectives work better together? Give me an example of somebody who went solo and still did a good job independently and solo away from their group. Do you like people better as groups, or do you like them better as individuals and solos? Let me know what you guys think in the comments, man. Let's get a conversation going. Well, until the next time, it's your guy, D to the A to the R to the N.
Escape global music. What are you escaping from?
Elm City, stupid.